Hey friends, it's Jeremiah here back with another video. Today we are going to talk about property wrappers and I want to get into some SwiftUI topics around data flow and those types of things. But first, I want to talk about property wrappers. So we're going to talk about what they are, how they work, and how you can use them in your apps. But first, intro. Where's the intro? There's supposed to be an intro here. I don't know. I see other YouTubers do it, and there's an intro. Like this cool little flashy stuff plays. How come I don't have an intro? I don't know. I don't know. Oh well. Let's get into some code and let's check out how property wrappers work. Okay, so what is a property wrapper? Property wrappers were introduced in Swift 5.1. And it allows us to, as the name says, wrap a property. So you want to do some kind of action or perform some kind of logic on a property, but you want to do it transparently. You don't want to create a whole new type to do this. You can use a property wrapper for this. Before you had to create a type, now you can do a property wrapper. So in the example I have here, the property wrapper we're creating is trimmed, and you can create your own. You annotate the type with @property wrapper. So here in the example, we have trimmed. We want to trim all the white space of our string, and we want to do it transparently. We don't want to have to do it every time in the code. We don't want to have to create a new type called trimmed string. We just want to do it quietly, transparently, and easily understandable. So we create a struct here and we annotate it with property wrapper. Like I said, when you annotate it with property wrapper, you need to add the property wrapped value that's required. So in this example, our wrapped value has a getter and setter. We've got a private property here, value, which is going to store the real value, the one we're actually working on. And in the getter and setter of our wrapped value, we're going to return the value. When we set a new value to this, we're going to trim it. We're going to trim the white space immediately on it. And you notice I have an initializer down here, and the initializer takes the wrapped value. So in this initializer, we pass in the wrapped value, and then we assign it. All right, great. Now let's actually use this. For this example, we're going to create a user struct and we're going to give it a name, but we want to make sure the name does not have any extra white space on it. So we're going to add the @trimmed, because that is our property wrapper, @trimmed property wrapper to our var, our name, which is a string. So now anytime you set this property, you set name, it's going to automatically trim all of the white space. So let's see this in action. I'm going to create a user, and I'm going to give that user name Jeremiah, and I'm going to add a bunch of white space in the beginning and in the end. Now in the playground here, you can see when I call user.name, all of the white space is gone. It's perfectly trimmed. So my @trimmed property wrapper is taking all that white space away, which is great, because I don't have to do this every time I set the property to make sure that I'm trimming the white space, that everything is setting properly. It's all there. The default functionality is in there. I didn't have to create a new type for it that wraps it, and I have to access it with the wrap type. It's all here in the property wrapper. It's transparent. SwiftUI uses a lot of property wrappers. One of them is app storage, which is a wrapper for user defaults. If you want, go check out that video either here or here. It's going to be somewhere on the screen. Go check out that video to learn more about the app storage property wrapper. So let me know in the comments, what are some cool things you think you want to do with property wrappers? Thanks for watching the video. If you liked the topic of property wrappers or the video, hit that like button down below. If you want to see more content about SwiftUI and iOS programming in general, make sure you hit that subscribe button, turn the notifications on. Thanks everybody for watching, and I'll see you next time.